Whether you're just paying tax for the first time or you've been dealing with taxes longer than you care to admit, this video is going to literally be a game changer for you, and it's going to have a crucial impact on your financial success. So buckle up and let's go ahead and get straight into the twists and turns of the 2024 tax adjustments. So before we dive in, let's go ahead and set the stage. Why should you care about the tax adjustments? Why is this important to you right now? Okay, so taxes nearly impact every aspect of our lives when it relates to our paychecks, our homes, our investments, and really being able to build wealth in the future. And each and every single year, there's new rules, there's new thresholds, there's new opportunities to really maximize and optimize your success in the tax year. So in 2024, there are some significant changes due to all the inflation and all the crazy things that's going on with the economy. So I'm going to break that down and tell you exactly what you need to understand to make sure that you're prepared for this year. All right, so let's go ahead and kick things off with the standard deduction. This year, we're seeing a huge increase literally across the board. For married filing jointly couples, it's going to be up by $1,500 from last year, reaching $29,200. And you might be thinking, okay, what does that actually mean for me? So let me go ahead and break this down for you. So the standard deduction is what reduces your taxable income. It's the portion of your income that is not subject to tax. So a higher deduction means more of your income is going to be protected from taxes and potentially lowering your tax bill. For single taxpayers and married individuals filing separately, this deduction is now going to be $14,600, which is up by $750. And for those of you leading your household, it's going to be $21,900, which is a $1,000 and $100 increase. Forward to one of the most talked about aspects, going to be marginal rates. For the people who are not aware, marginal tax rates are rates which basically get taxed on for each additional income. So in the United States, we have a progressive tax system, and the more you earn, the higher tax rate you're going to have based on the different amounts of income. So now let's compare these rates to see what we've seen in the past few years. So you'll notice some interesting trends, especially when it comes to considering inflation and all the changes as it relates to wage growth. All right, next up, we're going to have alternative minimum tax, or AMT, and the earned income tax credit. These might seem just like more tax jargon, but understanding them is going to be really important for you and beneficial once you're able to understand these concepts. So the alternative minimum tax is basically parallel to the tax system. It's designed to ensure that high income earners pay the minimum amount of tax. So for 2024, the exemption amount has been set to $85,700. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the EITC, which is basically for working people with low to moderate income, especially those with children. So this year, the maximum EITC amount has been raised to $7,830 for taxpayers with 3 or more qualifying children. And that's no small number, right? All right, so let me go ahead and walk you through how the EITC works and how it could potentially increase your tax refund or reduce the amount of money that you owe in taxes. It's a topic that deserves more attention, especially for those who have a family striving to make ends meet. So to be able to give you a clearer picture, let's go ahead and compare EITC amounts and the qualifications from the last few years. So you'll see how the policy change reflects the economic and social priorities. So now let's turn our attention now to fringe benefits and health flexible spending arrangements, or also known as FSAs. All right, so these might sound like minor details, but they can make a huge impact on your financial planning and tax wealth strategy. All right, starting with fringe benefits for 2024, the monthly limitation for qualified transportation fringe benefits, as well for qualified parking, rises up to $315. This is going to be like a notable difference increase from last year. But what does that mean in real terms? So imagine that you're commuting to work or you're paying for parking. These benefits could save you a considerable amount on your taxable income. All right, so moving on to health FSAs, this year you can contribute up to $3,200, and for plans that allow carryover of any unused amounts, the maximum amount now is $650. Next, let's talk about medical savings accounts and foreign earned income exclusion. So for those with a medical savings account, the minimum annual deductible amount has actually increased. For self-only coverage, it's now at least $2,800, and for family coverage, it's not less than $5,550. On the other side, the foreign income earned exclusion has risen to $1,200 and $500. Now let's shift gears to discuss estate and gift exclusions and the adoption credit. For estates of descendants dying in 2024, the exclusion amount is now a staggering $13.61 million, and for gifts, the annual exclusion has now increased to $18,000. And as it relates to the adoption credit, the maximum credit is now $16,810. If you're considering adoption, understanding this credit is going to be critical for you. So let's get into some of the unchanged areas last year. All right, so first up, we have the personal exemption. It still remains at 0. Another unchanged aspect of the tax code is the lack of limitation on itemized deductions. So this removal means that there's no cap on the amount of itemized deductions you can go ahead and claim. If your itemized deductions are going to be bigger than your standard deductions, then that's going to save you big money in this tax year. And let's not forget the lifetime learning tax credit. The income phase out limits for this credit remains unchanged, meaning that the credit starts to reduce at higher income levels, and that credit could be a really valuable tool for lifelong learners and students. Tax laws are always evolving. Staying up to date on these changes is going to be key to your financial success. And as always, money makers, be sure to subscribe and check out this next video right here to be able to learn more.